Hey everybody. So I want to talk about the Calgary Flames for a minute here. But before we get to that, I just want to quickly say if you're not yet a subscriber to this channel, please hit that subscribe button down below. As long as you're a fan of hockey and a fan of the NHL, there are videos here for you. So hit that subscribe button and follow along. Thank you. So the Calgary Flames should be a playoff team. I watched them against Boston last night, and they won 5-2. Boston did not play well. The Bruins did not have their legs last night. They looked like they were on the road and not really ready to go. It wasn't a great game for the Bruins, but this is about Calgary. Calgary absolutely should be a playoff team. All the pieces are there. There's really no excuse for them not to be in the playoff picture. Um, they missed last year, which was really disappointing, and I can see why it was disappointing. Because when you look at their roster on paper, it looks good. And I watched them play last night, and if they can play like that on a regular basis, they're gotta be one of the best teams in the Pacific Division. There's no excuse other than them falling flat on their faces and not playing well enough for them to miss the playoffs like they did last year. They're all they've got a great roster. They've got a young roster. All the pieces are there. That top line with Monahan and Goodrow is fantastic. They got Michael Frolik had a fantastic game last night. He scored 2 goals and he looked really, really good. Michael Backlund, I think, is one of the most underrated players in the entire NHL. Their second line center. They've got good, solid players in their bottom 6. Mark Jankowski and Sam Bennett looked really good together. That Garnet Hathaway line, their fourth line, played physical and really had an impact on the game, played with speed as well. Their whole team plays with speed. They're one of those few teams that can hit and play fast. That's not one or the other with them. They do both. Defensively, they looked pretty good. They gave up a lot of chances, but Mike Smith was incredible in goal. But Giordano on the back end. Noah Hannafin played really well last night. TJ Brody's a good player. They've got good players, and they've got a solid lineup night in and night out. And obviously Mike Smith is one of the biggest question marks with that team, and it's his health that's really the issue. If Mike Smith can stay healthy, there is absolutely no excuse for this team not to be in the playoffs. They impressed me last night with how they looked, and Mike Smith looked really, really good. He looked like an all-star goaltender last night. He made some huge saves. Obviously gave up the 2 goals, but neither were really his fault. He playing the puck, he was phenomenal. I have not seen anyone play the puck so much as Mike Smith did in a game last night in a really long time, and as so well as he did last night. He was a third defenseman back there. He was making breakout passes himself, not even passing to the defenseman. He was just doing it himself. He was absolutely phenomenal playing the puck last night. He's one of the last goaltenders left that can even do that. Because really now these young goaltenders don't really learn about playing the puck at all because of the trapezoid, and they don't. But Smith, he can still do it, and do it at a very, very high level. Marty Turco-like, very Marty Turco-like. He was fantastic doing that last night, and he was also fantastic stopping the puck. He had a superb game. If he can play at that level, I mean, obviously he's not going to be lights out every single night, but if he can play at that level for most of the season, and if he can play most of the season, staying healthy, they've got a great goaltender. He can be a great goaltender. Their defense looked good. Offensively, they looked good. They play with, like I said, so much speed. They're willing to play physical. The pieces are all there for this team. So they have got to make the playoffs this year. There is no excuse. They're better than LA. They are better than LA, and they should finish better than LA. LA's only chance is Jonathan Quick, who's on IR right now, but Jonathan Quick coming back and completely playing ridiculous hockey and willing that team to the playoffs. But Calgary is a better overall team than the Los Angeles Kings. Calgary is a better overall team than the Edmonton Oilers. They're certainly better than Vancouver and Arizona. They're better than Anaheim. This is a team that should be right up there with San Jose and Vegas is in the Pacific Division. They should be a top 3 team without a doubt. I think this year they're probably better than Vegas if Mike Smith stays healthy. This is a team that needs to make the playoffs this year because there's no reason for them not to unless they don't play up to their potential. But I saw their potential firsthand last night, and they can be a very, very dangerous team. A very, very good team. They just got to do it, and they've got to do it on a consistent basis, and I feel like that's been Calgary's biggest problem over the years, is doing it on a consistent basis. 2 years ago, they get swept in the first round by Anaheim. Last year, they don't even make the playoffs. They've got to play at a high level on a consistent basis, because when they play at that level, they are a deadly team. They are a team that could make a run. Probably not Stanley Cup level, but a team that could make it to the second round, maybe even make it to the conference final. If they don't play like that, you get what happened last year, and that's just unacceptable, because I've always liked Calgary's roster on paper, and I think they've made some good moves this offseason. But watching them play last night just really made me realize, wow, this team can be really, really good. And it's just up to them to do it, and there's no excuse for them not to. So that team's veteran leadership, that team's coaching staff, they need to get this team in gear and playing at that level all the time, because they can be so good if they do. They also need Mike Smith to stay healthy, because I do not trust David Rittich to be a starting goaltender. I don't trust John Gillies to come in and save the day as a goaltender. So they need Mike Smith. That's the biggest thing with them, is they need Mike Smith. He looked phenomenal. If he can just stay healthy, this is a team to watch out for. And this is a team that absolutely could make a surprise playoff run, because the talent is there, the speed is there, the overall team game is there. They just got to do it. So I think Calgary absolutely should be a playoff team. And if they're not, if they don't make it, it's all on them, because they have the talent and the ability to do it. They just have to go out there and perform and execute. And if they do that and they play the way that they did last night, they're going to be a very, very good team in the Pacific Division. So that's what I got on Calgary. Like, comment, share, subscribe, follow on social media, check out offthewallhockey.com. All those links are down in the description below. Keep spreading the word about this channel. Let's keep this thing growing. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys soon.